My Year 1 studio project is divided in 3 parts. Semester 1 is titled The Digital Paradox. It deals with the base study of invisible aspect of networking. While various concepts are explored, digital networking in this century and various methods to map and analyze it are discovered. As the study progressed, it had to be put down into a geography. As DS6 aimed to identify and conduct field study in Havana, Cuba, technology, or in my case, a bankable method to analyze the digital networking scene in Havana needed to be finalized before entering the country. Further, internet and book case studies of Havana revealed an existence of a gamer-developed alternate or dark web created by the Cubans for their social exchange. As this model was developed from absolutely crude availability of tech and through strict communist laws, the need of Cubans and their makeshift networking scene needed to be explored. While digital networking, due to Cuba's turn towards globalization, was the identified problem, the Cubans themselves had a thriving system in place as a solution. So now its planning implications and scope for architecture needed to be explored further. So the second part of this entire study was by implication the field study conducted in Cuba. So now what happened in Havana? The second part, titled The Cuban Realm, deals with this part of the study. Once we entered the country, we realized that there was no mechanism in place to facilitate simple digital communication. Now that being established, the tourist behavior in public spaces was observed. The tourist density on various streets analyzed, finalizing the site Paseo de Marti. This street, with one-way motorable roads on either sides and a beautiful boulevard thriving with tourist and local activities, was the best place to analyze the Cuban public realm. Paseo de Marti is located at the edge of Old Havana city walls. It marks the boundary between Old Havana and Central Havana. Central Havana, the same place where street networks activities had originally started. Using the strategies explained in semester 1, real-time analysis of a space along with its real-time digital landscape and the quality of space, movement of people and activities were analyzed. So this led us to part 3 of the study, formulating an architectural solution to the identified problem. To develop a public realm, facilitating urban growth, enhancing the existing street culture, retaining the place's cultural ambience and activities while conserving the green corridor which Paseo de Marti already serves, was the architectural ambition for this project. So Cuban Realm is a proposal of regeneration of a public space in order to create a community in one of the areas with the most potential in the city. So Central Havana, which is at this side of the street, is oriented towards a more residential neighborhood, while Old Havana, which is this side of the street, is oriented towards tourism and economy generation. Therefore, it is necessary to create a meeting place with complementary programs that stimulate growth in both neighborhoods to promote social interaction and create new and better links. Nowadays, Paseo de Marti is a space used primarily for vehicular transit and social cohesion where people just hang out, which is essentially the street culture in Havana. It urgently requires a spatial arrangement which resolves the problem of different means of transport, informal trade, pollution, facilitating more urban areas where people can perform various activities that are otherwise performed on the street, like skateboarding. It is a solution that expands green areas and regenerates an urban image. So if you have a look at activities happening on the street, they are fully supporting social cohesion and are vibrant with various activities, right from sports to fashion shows and selling of art and creation of art. So, this is a proposal for regeneration of public space in order to create community in one of the areas with the most potential in the city. This space, Paseo de Marti, has a very high potential for development due to its location within the city. its great connectivity, and the services that it currently possesses. The recovery of this area is a great opportunity to activate the local economy and to create employment and to integrate different ways of life, having the capacity to boost new economic and social reforms. So the proposal consists of interviewing two neighborhoods in Havana by means of building an elevated park with commerce of all kinds of cultural and welfare activities, green areas, and sustainable mobilities. To facilitate a clandestine web developers club hidden in plain sight on this particular park. So this club, working in collaboration with ITEXA, which is the telecommunications department of the Cuban government, will be situated at the bottom of all the urban activities, and it will serve as the platform of SNET's major activities, be it gaming or hacking, research and development of SNET, so as to incorporate this network into all parts of Havana was the major objective of this particular club. The other activities to enhance social cohesion include amphitheaters, skating rinks, green corridors, green parks and terraces. The facilities include information center, community centers, food cafes, public libraries. Services includes public toilets, because when we entered Havana, uh, there was lack of public toilets everywhere in the town. As a result, we had to spend lots of Cuban pesos to go into restaurants, eat fancy food, and use their washrooms in return. The use of ramps that connect various facilities with each other at the same time, it retains the mobility of the site. So, looking at the cross section, this project is a public infrastructure that acts as a catalyst for generation of community. Underground Web Developers Club that we were talking about. These are the ITEXA's offices. There are skylights provided at various intervals so as to increase the intake of natural light into the basement activities. The portion above this club is entirely a commerce generating hub, where you have a section where there are dance studios by the day, which will be converted into nightclubs by the night, a casino, roof level party hubs connected by ramps, and internal vertical circulation. As we move forward, we have these simple urban furniture elements which are quite interactive and act like media poles and lighting poles at the same time. These open areas retain the social cohesion aspect of the existing Paseo de Marti street. There's a fashion show ramp, an amphitheater, community center, an elevated park right about opening between the two sections for vehicular transit. Food cafes, outdoor cafes, a library its roof acting as an artist's hub. Again, interactive spaces, skating rinks. Now the major obstacle or challenge faced in this project was to figure out the entry and exit points. As it is a large patch of land, there had to be multiple entry and exit points so as uh, tourists and people accessing the site from multiple streets could do so without really traveling so much. These are the detailed floor plans. Along with architectural 3D visualizations of what the spaces would be like. These are the basement office spaces for ITEXA and the research and development section of the hub. These are more of the outdoor spaces and the dance studios and clubs. The amphitheater, the fashion show ramp, public spaces, interactive public spaces, ramps joined for mobility. This proposal was designed to retain the inside-outside feel of any space. This project creates a new destination inside the city by generating an atmosphere which is attractive, comfortable, and safe. It works as a trigger for urban contiguous developments by providing uses and services that have regional impact. It improves quality of life, stimulating the economic and social and environmental development while limiting the expansion of cities' footprint.